I'm getting ready to cut down a little bit of, I'll call it foxtails and weeds. There's some nasty stuff going on in there. Hey, how y'all doing? I ain't feeling like doing much today, and not the heat and humidity. I think I got a sinus infection or something. I got to tell you all sometime. I don't know if you ever noticed, I got a little teeny bit of a scar here. If your light hits it just right, I got hit in the face with one of them jack handles. One of those jacks, I don't know what you call them, a high lift jack, whatever, a man killer jacks, some people call them. And it hit me right there and almost lost my eye, but it fractured my face, and I think I'm susceptible to infection in that area. But man's got to keep on rolling no matter what the circumstances, don't he? I'm getting ready to cut down a little bit of, I'll call it foxtails and weeds that I'm going to bale up for some bedding, some straw. A foxtail makes nice straw. I've even sold it for straw. Leave it out there long enough, it turns as gold as the finest wheat straw you can buy. But anyhow, I'm going to knock some down, and I generally use my Narrow Front 40-30, so I'll be telling you a little bit about that. I'm going to get it out of here. Got it in the shed. First thing I'm going to do is apologize for my plexiglass screen or guard or whatever you want to call it up there. I got tired of getting struck by rocks and clods of dirt and hunks of cow manure from the disc cutter here, so I put that on there. You can see where it saved me from a few splatters and other things. So here's the stable mate, the 4010, and I get him cranked up and get him out, check some grease fittings, and get to cutting. Hey, remember that trouble I was having with the 4010? The trash they make for diesel fuel now rusted the tank out, and it was causing trouble. I got the same trouble on the 4030 now. It's plugging it up, and I'm having to blow out the line, and like every 3 minutes. So, and this time it heard it getting ready to cut off. I pulled the stop. The other times I just let it cut off by itself, so I don't know why I pulled the stop this time. Anyhow, I got it blown out, and pumped it up and got fuel and everything going there. It won't start, but I think it's the little metering valve in the top of the injection pump. It's just underneath the cover here. So I'm going to pull that off and get that to where it'll open up. Hope that's it anyway. Anyhow, that's what farming's all about, isn't it? Yep. Always something to work on. If I can get it off without wringing off these three little bolts that hold the top on, that's the problem. Might wring them off. Hope not. I'll let you know. And I know the deal about putting a 2.5 inch long little tube on the top of your tank, the line where it goes to the transfer pump. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. I want to get the tanks cleaned anyway. So, you fellows that are going to suggest that, thank you, but I do know about that. Well, I got one of them all the way out. Two of them, I had to beat on them a little bit. But man, when they ring off, it's a real pain. Then you gotta try to drill out and re-thread. It's a real pain. This one here is giving me some problems. Let me see. It seems to be coming loose now. It's coming right on out, so we're in good shape. Yank the top off and see what's happening in there. Love doing this kind of stuff out in the field. Makes my day. Okay, you can't really see it real good. There's some nasty stuff going on in there. Let's see, let me move this throttle. Okay. See if that delivery valve is stuck. See, new metering valve. Kind of sticky. Don't know if that's what it was or not, but it's working now. If it won't go ahead and start, then we got some other issues going on. We'll see. Let me give it a try after I put that back on. Hey, if that was the trouble, it should go ahead and start up. Now that I got everything back together here. Let's see. It'll either start or it won't. So. What's wrong? Let's see. This is all a mess I got left to cut. I was going to hurry and cut it and try to make it to the house. I made it back up. Still got to get the fuel tank cleaned out. I don't know. I probably never mentioned I'm part owner of a company that cleans fuel tanks. But we rarely ever get around to cleaning our own tanks. But I got a couple tractors, a 4010 and this one, and a couple others that I got to clean out. But anyway, I never told you the story about how I come to have this. We got to go back quite a few years for that one. 1976, around there. 12 years old. We had a tractor dealer, John Deere dealer, in the next county that we dealt with. It was right next to a Massey Ferguson dealer. And we went down there one day, pick up some parts, and pulled into the John Deere dealer, and I looked over there at the Massey Ferguson dealer, and I saw a new generation John Deere with a narrow front. And I thought that was pretty neat. I had never seen one with a narrow front. And at that distance, it was sitting on the far side. And I couldn't tell exactly if if it was a gas or diesel, or if it was a 4230 or a 4030. And we were in kind of a hurry, didn't have time to run over and check it out. But I remembered that, and I said, hey, that's neat. There's one in the area. I'm going to keep my eyes open. I'm going to see that thing again. And man, I'd like to have one. Fast forward 40 years. Now, I wasn't actively searching for 40 years, but I was keeping my eyes open for 40 years looking for that tractor. One day we were in another county down the highway. It was about 15 miles, maybe 20 miles away from these dealers. And we were coming back with these, we were picking up some elevator weights because we needed them put in the box on the sled that we were building, the pulling sled. And we were coming back, and I happened to notice out the corner of my eye, sitting over there behind a line of trees, was this Generation 2 John Deere with a narrow front and a absolutely horrendous looking aftermarket cab on it. And we were very excitedly talking back and forth about that. And we got to go by and check that out and everything. So it didn't take me too long. I rode down there and looked around, tried to knock on some doors and tried to see if I could catch anybody. And I ended up leaving a note somewhere with somebody or something, and saying if you'd ever want to sell this tractor, because it was just sitting there. It looked like it hadn't been running a while. The grass had grown up around it pretty good. It was sitting outside of a barn. And I did get a call on it. And it belonged to a family that I had bought another tractor from with another friend of mine when I was 15. We bought a Model R from. So this was the same family, so I had a little bit of a connection, knowing them a little bit. And we went down, looked at it again, and looked it over, and took some pictures and talked about it, and we made them an offer, and they said they would take it. So we went down and got it and brought her back, and took the cab off, and I tried to find some fenders for it. And the molding station fenders are hard to come by, and if you can get them, they get into your pocket pretty hard. Somehow or another, I can't remember the circumstances, I had heard that Dan Brotzman out in Wisconsin, now that name sounds familiar if you read the Green magazine. He's in there from time to time with articles, and he had a set of them. They were in really rough shape. He sent some pictures, and I said, yeah, they're in rough shape, but I think I can fix them. And so it took we made a deal for them for what I thought was a real good amount of money. You know, plenty affordable. And somehow or another we made some connections. He was coming to the Green reunion in Ohio, and I didn't get a chance to go there at that time, but somebody I knew from this area was going there, and they picked them up for me and brought them back. When they went to pick them up, they looked at them and said, I'm not sure I want to take these home to him if he's buying these things. These are in really bad shape. But they brought them back, and we got them straightened out pretty good. They don't look too bad on there. I was even able to fix these plastic thingamabobs. This was broke off. I did some plastic welding. It was missing a piece across there, and did some plastic welding on that. Did a whole lot of plastic welding on the back piece, and because it was missing some of the edge. It's cracked a little bit there now, but you can see some of the welding and work. They were really it's like the metal had gotten fatigued from vibrating, and it broke and cracked. I'm not sure how much you can see, but it was really bad, and I was able to fix them out. I left it so you could see on the inside, but I got it fixed up smooth on the outside. Anyhow, I think it looks pretty good on there. Then we had to come up with a little bit of something that looks sort of like the battery box until I find the absolute right stuff. And I do need to get another floor pan for it, because that one's kind of really pocked up with rust. But anyway, I was really tickled that we were able to find this thing. It a 40-year-long search, and the real kicker is that this is not that tractor that I saw down there at that Mass Ferguson deal. There's another one of these Narrow Fronts about a mile or two from that Ferguson dealer on a farm. It's a brother to this one, just about identical. And I'm pretty sure that's the one I saw. And I wouldn't mind picking that one up either. We'll talk to the owners about that a little bit. But I thought that was kind of funny here. I thought I'd found that tractor that I had seen, and this is another one. But anyhow, I'm glad to have it. I really like how it looks. I think it's neat. I've done all kinds of work with it, plowing, disking, and cutting hay, and it works really well. It was the original owner I bought it from. Well, the family of the original owner. It was sold in 1974 by a dealer 3 counties south of us. And anyhow, it doesn't have a whole lot of hours on it. I can't remember how many it does I have. Let's see. It's got about 7,700 hours on it, but it's just getting broke in. Anyhow, I just couldn't stand it with that cab on. I had to get that off and put the right fenders on and everything. It looks so much better. Yep. But anyway, that's the story of how I come up with this. And a couple interesting features. It does not have a telescoping or adjustable at all steering wheel. It's a synchro range, not a quad range. I wish it was a quad range. Boy, do I wish. But anyway, it's just a neat tractor. I'm glad to be able to farm with it. Thank the good Lord that He allowed me to find it. Anyway, you got any other questions, anything I didn't cover? Leave a comment. You can ask there. All right. Catch you later. Have a good day.